don't know why you play your games so late when you're here all day.
Because I film videos during the day, Allie. Come on. You know this.
What I know is the average adult needs 7 to 9 hours of sleep a night to stay healthy.
Well, the average adult also doesn't run one of the biggest video game channels on the internet.
What up, Scotty? It's your boy, Great Scott. We about to get all up in this video.
Oh, Scott, you know what?
You're an idiot.
So I was thinking...
You suck.
After I get home tonight...
Shut up. Get out of here.
We need to talk.
Damn, you're toast! I've been telling her to kick your ass to the curb for years.
There's nothing worse in the world than when someone says to you, we need to talk.
You're worrying about absolutely nothing, all right?
You never thought that she might be pregnant?
That is not possible.
I knew you guys like little boys.
No, because she's on the pill.
Yeah, penis pills.
God, I wish my lady mates played video games.
This morning, before she left, she said, we need to talk, and I wasn't paying attention. Look, I'm just trying to find her so that we can talk.
Yeah, that's trouble. Good luck.
Hello?
She might not even be at work. She might be out in these streets.
You know what? She's not out in these streets, so you can stop that right there.
I think she's gonna tell you you have a little...
You bathed.
So what are the comments saying?
She's got a new sugar daddy. She's smooching another pickle. She's got erectile dysfunction? That doesn't make sense.
Since when do you even care about comments?
Have you met me? How to talk to your girlfriend.
Call Allie up, find out what she wants to talk about.
No, I'm not gonna do that. That's a stupid idea.
I know you think that this whole world revolves around you and that YouTube,
If I don't have my brand, I have nothing.
but you gotta understand, Allie doesn't have that.
Great Scott.
Scott? All she has is you.
God, she's totally gonna unsubscribe from me.
Really doubling down on that social media metaphor.
This is a good lesson for life. Oftentimes, when there's a problem, the best thing to do is just ignore it and hope it goes away.
Under what circumstances does that ever make sense?
Global warming.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we're so happy, proud, and pretty fantastic that we got to talk to director and writer Todd Wolfe about his fantastic new comedy, which comes out May 13th. It's called We Need to Talk. Todd, say hello to everybody out there.
Hello, everybody out there.
Todd, this film is hilarious. I got to tell you, it's about a gamer named his name is Great Scott. His name's Scott, and the guy talks to millions of people every day, but can't figure out how to talk to the one person he needs to know how to talk to. Personal experience? How do you write that?
Yeah. So a couple layers here. So obviously, I think we all get wrapped up in our personal work in life and maybe neglect the people in our life we should be better to. But it actually started with the fact that I worked with a YouTuber for years and was kind of in that world. And it was incredible to me, like, and on top of that, then I started to, I put that on a shelf, and then, being a filmmaker or of any kind of creative, sometimes you got a lot of free time. So I'd end up, playing video games at 2:00 on a Tuesday, and it'd be amazing the people you would meet during that time. And then come full circle, when I kind of started thinking about those ideas, and then this idea of somebody saying we need to talk and then kind of bouncing on the person without them knowing what's going on, I was like, that could be interesting. And yeah, I mean, my wife certainly nudges me every once in a while when certain things are discussed in the film. So, but those are kind of all the moving pieces that kind of came together and kind of hit me in the head one day. And I was like, oh, I could put all that stuff together and that might work.
I've been there. And the funny thing is that group of gamers that you're talking about, I have my own group of friends. We game all the time. And
what do you play?
Apex Legends. I'm a big fighting game guy. A lot of Injustice 2, Mortal Kombat,
Nice.
I've been playing Elden Ring for like over 100 hours. It's not good. It's a great game, but it's not a good game to start playing. Don't do it. But we all game together, and it's fun because I see a lot of them in your group of friends here. We have a guy we game with. He's like 16. I'm like, Kyle? I was like, I know
Exactly.
I know this kid.
I literally, like I said, I gamed with a number of people that kind of fit into those categories, whether it was somebody who stayed at home with the kids or who was a child, or I have a buddy named Tango that I played with, and I'm like, well, I'm putting your name in the movie now, and Yeah, I mean, I think anybody that games online for sure in shooters or anything like that is they'll certainly see the resemblance in some of the folks they've dealt with for
And
sure.
I saw one other thing that looked familiar to me, and that was Splitgate. They're playing
Yeah,
Splitgate in the game. How did that happen?
yeah. It's super funny. We had a placeholder game in there that I wanted to get in there, and they told us to pound sand. And so I was like, man, I need, because the game that he needs to review is Headshot Heroes, since you saw it, and he, that's kind of like your traditional military shooter that we've all kind of played. And I wanted to have whatever game they played normally to be kind of like sci-fi, colorful, just 180 from that. Even though they're both shooters, I wanted them to be visually different. And it really came down to the wire. And I was like, man, I desperately need a game. So I was like, well, I'm going to go on Steam. So I go on Steam and I'm like, oh man, that game looks dope. And I'm like, what? Portals and shooting? I was like, man, I'm all in on this. So literally, I tweeted at the marketing guy and I'm like, hey man, we need a game for this movie. And he was like, hell yeah. So the guys at Splitgate literally just like embraced us immediately. And I mean, I don't want to drag on too much and bore your listeners too much, but the day that we sat and recorded live gameplay with them, and they had created the characters with the names and with their own outfits, it was surreal to me. I was like, I cannot believe I'm seeing the characters in the game's avatars playing on a game right now. It warmed my heart as a gamer to see like characters I dreamt of having avatars in a dope game. So, pretty cool stuff. But yeah, Splitgate, the guys were amazing, and I feel blessed that I got lucky enough to have them in the game before like this thing blew up. Like they kind of blew up like after we had got them in the game. So I'm super thankful, and they're great guys, and play the game if you haven't tried it.
Well, and I'll say this, guys: if you haven't played Splitgate, check it out. It's basically the game Portal mixed with like a Warzone type of game.
Or
Halo's closer, yeah. Halo's a lot closer.
Yeah.
If you have fun with that, download the game. It's free. It's a lot of fun, honestly.
It is a lot of fun.
I'm glad you got those guys on board because it's really fun. Let's talk about James Maslow playing Great Scott and the cast in general. I think that you managed to get some really cool people into some really perfect spots. He is such a smarmy, arrogant jerk. It's perfect for Scott.
Well, here's I'll tell you. I can talk about casting. Here's how it went down. So we had a wonderful casting director, Michelle Dewitt, and she this was remote. She's out in LA. We're in Philadelphia, and she people just started recording auditions for me. And she sent me James, and she's like, you really need to look at this. And I was like, he's really beautiful. He's a beautiful man. I don't know. I always pictured it being more of like a gamer, like, a bum like me.
Yeah.
And then I saw his audition tape and I was like, he's absolutely the guy. And then once I kind of really thought about, his ties to Big Time Rush and like the kind of the characters he played there, I was like, oh yeah, I was like, that really could work. It's I think fans of Big Time Rush who like kind of that humor, if you like that, but you would be interested in seeing it in kind of with an adult layer on top of it, adult language and kind of like updated. I think he pulled it off amazingly, and it was basically his audition tape that killed it. All of them. Emily, Bett Rickards, Jonathan from Gossip Girl. I mean, they sent me audition tapes that were just over the moon and were exactly what I needed. So I basically was cheating and trying to do it the least amount of work I possibly could, and just hire people that were the people. When I saw the audition, I'm like, yeah, I don't need to do anything. You got that. So.
I love that. That makes your job so much easier. And I'm a big fan of Emily Bett Rickards. Love her. Canadian actress. You guys don't know. She's on Arrow. And
she was incredible. And there was just no containing her on set. Like, she knew this character and she owned this character, and we just try to hold on and enjoy the ride, basically.
Well,
So,
she looks like a lot of my ex-girlfriends, so I felt a lot of pain when I saw that character on screen.
Yeah, she was a blast. She was a blast. And again, same thing. She literally, the audition tape is what you see on screen. Like, she was doing things that I was just like, that's what I imagined, and makes my job easy. So they were wonderful, and they killed the auditions. What can I say?
Let me ask you. You're a director, you're a writer, you're creative, but you're also a gamer, you said. What are some of your favorite games?
I was playing a lot of Warzone, but I will say, like, I'm a big fan. I've been a big fan of Destiny. Played that for a long time. Took a break, kind of close around the time when COVID hit. And then we kind of got into Warzone, me and my buddies. And then like recently, like when the recent expansion came out, we got back into Destiny. So I've been about that Destiny life here for about a month now, and it's wild that we're back into it. But I love that. Destiny, certainly was. I was playing a lot of Destiny when I wrote this game, so that a lot of the folks I met on Destiny are kind of represented there.
How high up are you? What are you currently running?
Shoot, I am 1565. I mean, what's the cap right now? 1555, somewhere in there. Like, yeah, I just started getting the top cap level drops on it, so I'm I don't have I can't play as much as I'd like to, so I think I'm about to cap out at the current level. And I saw that they just dropped this new competition, between the Warlocks and Titans, and I'm kind of hyped to see all that. So, but again, I mean, it's I love it. I love gaming, and it kind of takes me away from the stress and anxiety of everything else. So
it's such a great outlet, and I agree with you on that one. I love Destiny myself. Play a lot of Destiny 2 myself. I wish I had time to play more of it, but a lot of my friends and I are playing Elden Ring. We're playing, Apex Legends.
Apex is dope too. Yeah, that's good.
I mean, Rev mains say what up. You know what I mean? I'm a Revenant main myself, so I get that.
I'm out there on PlayStation. There on PlayStation. Todd is my name. Is my handle. ITOD. So come get me.
Hey, go get him, guys. I mean, you all know my handle. My handle matches my website, Film Snob Reviews. Let's go get it, guys. I wanted to ask you this. As a creative, you obviously have inspirations. Who are some of your inspirations, man? People you look to, you're like, man, I love what they do. I love what they make.
I mean, let's see. I would say older folks or older things that inspired me is when I was younger would be, your Harold Ramis, your John Landis, your John Hughes, stuff like that. I mean, currently I really love Edgar Wright. I think he's great. I love, Judd Apatow I like a lot of his comedic stuff. I mean, I'm a comedy guy. I like James Gunn. I think he's really, really smart with a lot of the stuff he does. But I'm a comedy nerd. So that's kind of where I fall, I think that's a lot of the folks that I dig right now, off the top of my head.
I love that because I'm a rom-com guy myself. I love romantic comedy.
Are you now?
This is like a pseudo rom-com right here, so it sort of works.
It is. It is, and you know what? It's it's so funny. I consider myself a serious filmmaker, and then I realized halfway through editing this, I'm like, no, I'm pretty much making the movies that I like, and they're mostly kind of like rom-coms, or I realized halfway through editing this that it's very similar to Billy Madison, kind of this like spoiled man-child who video games, and I was like, oh my God, I've made the movies that I grew up loving, and I guess I can't be mad at that. But so not surprisingly, a lot of the directors and writers and folks like that make those films are high on my list.
Yeah, I get that, and you can see some of those you can see some of that in this, and I like I said, I love a good rom-com, but this one really is super funny. There's even a Tribe Called Quest reference, which I went, well done, well played.
Thank you. I'm glad you appreciated that. Yeah. No, and I will say there is a ton of Easter eggs, whether it's especially with video games, whether it's in the background or even in dialogue or there's a shit ton of Easter eggs on his screen when he's like on his YouTube account, his YouTube account, I should say. If you get to the point where you can purchase it in high def and you can kind of freeze frame it, there is so much stupidity in the comments and little callbacks to like movies I like and stuff like that. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun, kind of celebrating the things I dig, whether it was, little hints of, Ferris Bueller I put in there, there's some dialogue from Weird Science in there. Or just shouting out different gaming things, whether it be old school Nintendo or whatever the case may be. I had a lot of fun kind of like celebrating those things and kind of giving everything a little bit of love, so hopefully it showed.
Oh man, you can tell you had a ball editing this film, especially in post, man. You had a great time putting this together. You could tell, even though it's probably difficult.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Every screen you see is a green screen. So every television, every phone, every computer, green screen. And shout out to the guys that worked on that. It was just unbelievable work. There's one shot that's kind of behind Jonathan, aka Joe. We come across his hair as he's editing. And the fact that they were able to pull it off between like all of his hair and anyway, the visual effects were intense. We had over 250 visual effects in this film, and for an indie film, it's a lot. It's too much, actually. That's way too much, but it is what it is.
Yeah, that's a ton. Especially trying to get around Jonathan Fernandez's wonderful hair.
That's what it was. It was, and I was like, I said to my buddy, I was like, we'll see if we'll see. Let's separate some men from the boys right here. If you can pull this shot off, and he pulled it off incredibly.
That's how you know you're working with good people right there.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you. I ask every guest, if you only had 2 movies that you could watch for the rest of your life, what are you picking and why? And this is the hardest question I ever ask anyone.
Oh my gosh. Over my shoulder is my signed Weird Science poster, signed by all of them.
I see it there.
But, over the years, I'm like, I appreciate this as my 13-year-old self. But some of the comedies I really dig. I really love Away We Go.
Oh, good choice.
Yeah, I really love that movie. And as far as comedy is concerned, I mean, recent stuff. I mean, I love the Superbad, the Anchorman and all stuff like that. But I really loved the time travel one, Safety Not Guaranteed, like stuff like that. Like I really love movies that are funny all around, like have a lot of humor in them, but then also kind of have some meat to them, a little bit of meat and some heart to them. So I think We Need to Talk is hopefully my attempt to try to merge comedy with a little bit of heart and a little bit of substance, I guess. So we'll see if it worked out. Yeah, we'll see if that worked out.
Dude, Away We Go, such an underrated film. Good one. It's
I love it.
Maya Rudolph and John Krasinski. If you guys have never seen it, great flick, man. I love that. Safety Not Guaranteed. Duplass brothers.
Incredible.
Aubrey Plaza, who's I'm a big fan of our website is a huge fan of Aubrey Plaza in general. Great pull, man. Those are 2 great. I was gonna try and find I have my Blu-ray copy of Away We Go right next to me over here.
Yeah. So mine's probably not far either. Yeah. No, I certainly watched a couple of those movies as I was kind of getting ready for We Need to Talk. I mean, it's obviously different, but I love like the natural lighting and kind of like that grounded feel. A lot of folks would say like, oh, you shoot a comedy with a 50 millimeter, you don't change the lens and you keep on moving. And that's not, I don't subscribe to that. I kind of feel like you can try to make a artsy film and it can still be funny. I mean, I don't know if I pulled it off, but I certainly want to attempt to try to like make something cool looking.
Well, it came out great, man. I really liked the movie. I was
Thank
a big
you.
fan. I mean, the fact that you're trying to, make it Sam Mendes, Sam Mendes is one of the best filmmakers alive. He made Away We Go. People don't know that.
Incredible. It's an incredible film. It's so beautiful. Yeah. I might actually have to watch it now that we've talked about it tonight.
It really is. And I love that was one of your inspirations, because I could see where you would be inspired by that, especially Ellen Kuris's cinematography in that movie compared to this one.
Beautiful. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Yeah.
This one is shot a little bit more modern, lively, but I loved it. It worked for what the film is, and I got to commend you on that, because that takes some gusto to just make the films you like, and not to be a direct copy.
I was gonna say I had the luxury of working with some great people, the executive producers and my producing partner Paul Irwin. I was very fortunate for them to give me the runway to kind of explore doing something not easy, but try to shoot for the fences there. But I think the biggest challenge we had was, we're in Great Scott's apartment for, I don't know, 75% of the movie for the most part. So that was a super challenging thing to have to deal with, to keep it interesting, to keep it visually stimulating. So like we were on a Fisher Dolly for the entire run of show, almost like just continuously moving that camera. Cause I was like, it's got to be interesting. We've got to keep it moving. It's got to be kind of cool looking. And then trying to find different angles in that apartment. Maybe it was 1,500 square feet, maybe. And it was challenging, but it was fun finding the cool spots to shoot from. So that was interesting. That was a challenge, but I think we found some cool stuff.
You definitely did. There's a couple of interesting angles, particularly during Scott's meltdown toward the middle end of the movie. Some of the ways
I got a great story about that. Because our DP, shout out Chris Benson, he almost vomited by doing that, because that was on a dolly, and as that scene ramps up, I was like, have that dolly go faster and faster and faster, back and forth, and it's just tracking, and the focus puller is just rocking, and he was like, I'm gonna throw up. He's like, I gotta walk outside. So like we did that maybe 3-4 times, but yeah. But again, we certainly got our money's worth out of that Fisher Dolly. So that was cool. But I appreciate you noticing that, because that was a very interesting scene, and it was difficult to try. Again, you're shooting in a place that's 75% in the same location. All of a sudden, you need to heighten and make something dramatic that you've shown this place the entire time. How do you do that? So we just kind of went full speed and ramped up the dolly there for a minute.
You made the camera the villain, and that's how you do it.
Yeah, it definitely was.
I got to tell you, RIP to that PlayStation 4. It took a big hit for you there at the end.
It did. It was not operational. So don't feel bad for it. It was not a working PlayStation at the time. The one that was in there that he played on the whole time was actually mine. So I was like, yeah, you're not breaking that. So, but we got there's a vintage game store that's near us called Gaming Classics, and they gave us a bunch of like broken PS4s that they were like, yeah, these are unrepairable, and we were like, great, perfect, smash. So that worked out for us. Oh, Classic Game Junkie. Sorry, Classic Game Junkie is where I got the PlayStations from. So shout out to them. If you're ever in the Philadelphia area, they've got an incredible selection, and that's where we actually shot at.
Right.
That's where we are. Yeah, that's the store that we were in the movie. Yeah. So not only were we able to utilize that space in the movie as a location, this is amazing, and I should probably post this on my socials, but we went down in the basement, and it was just piles of like Atari 2600s, NESs, Super NESs, Genesis, PlayStations, Xboxes, just piles for parts, and some of them in different forms of repair. And it was unbelievable. And I was like, oh, can I have Rob the Robot there? Can I have that Dreamcast to put on the shelf? Can I have that? So
I was just gonna say, I noticed at the beginning, that tracking shot at the beginning, I saw a Dreamcast.
Oh yeah.
I saw a Dreamcast.
No, dude, I'm a gamer for a long time, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try to do this just as best I can. So
I love that, dude. I noticed a lot of the stuff in there, and I was like, man, not only am I a film critic, I am a gamer. So I know when the movie started, I was like, let's see what they got. Okay. And as it goes through, I'm like, no way, dude, that's funny. That's exactly how that experience is. You nailed that, the experience of being a gamer, but also the anxiety of those infamous 4 words, we need to talk. And I got to commend you on that. And I guess that's really where we're going to have to end this, because I mean, we've already gone on for almost a half hour, and you know, we can't keep it too long because then nobody will.
No. I mean, we needed to talk, and we talked. So that
Yes.
You know, that's what we did.
Guys, if you haven't checked out the movie, and you haven't because it's not out yet, you should check it out when it does come out on May 13th on VOD. Am I right there?
You are absolutely correct.
Yes.
It'll be on other streaming platforms as well. So just you could follow We Need to Talk Movie on social stuff. So
Yes, follow them, check it out. This one's being put out through Global Digital Releasing, and they're new to the game, and they're new to dealing with us. So check this one out. They did a great job on this one, and it's a great cast. Todd does a great job. Everybody thank Todd Wolfe for joining us today. And Todd, thank you so much for hanging out with us today. We appreciate you. If you guys didn't know, we do stream live on Twitch sometimes, and that's our Gamertag Film Snob Reviews. If you're not hanging out with us, you should.
Nice.
And if you're not hanging out with Todd over here, you should go beat him up at Mortal Kombat or something.
Heck yeah. Looking forward to it.
Todd, thank you so much, man. Appreciate you. And for Film Snob
Thank
Reviews,
you.
this is William, and we're out.